So yeah, it should just... Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Avionics back with another action figure video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. In this video, we are taking a look at my second and third best action Ninja Turtles, which are Leonardo and Donatello. To watch my Raphael review, check in that corner to see a review on him. So like I said, this is my second and third. I'm still looking for a Mikey, but yesterday I went into a Walmart and found their collectible shelves filled with several Leonardos, Donatellos, and more Raphaels. So I went ahead and picked one of each. And I looked through them all to find a Michelangelo, but there were no Michelangelos in sight. So I'm still on the hunt for him. But yeah, so in this video, we're going to unbox and take a look and review everything about this version of Leonardo and Donatello. Now, if you're not already familiar, Best Action is made by the Loyal Subjects, and these turtles are actually inspired by the old 80s cartoonish commercial style artwork that we're used to seeing outside of the actual 80s cartoon. So if you're familiar, if you look at the sides, I'm pretty sure everyone's all familiar with, I think it's mainly the merchandise, like t-shirts, bed sheets, curtains. They all use this style of art. So that's what these turtles are basically about. So I am an out-of-box collector, so I'm actually going to open up all these. But just a little note, after playing with Raphael a little bit more, I felt like maybe, just maybe, I should have just kept them in the box because the articulation and the posing kind of sucks. And probably best if you just leave these guys displayed in the box on a shelf. But like I said, I opened everything to check them all out because to me, I buy things to open and not just to be displayed in a box. But you know, to each of their own. But like I said, quality isn't the best. I gave Raphael a 3 out of 5, and these are probably going to translate the same for these two. As far as what's on the packaging, here is the front view of both Leonardo and Donatello. On the sides, once again, we have that specific artwork that these are inspired by. And note that Leonardo's backdrop is blue, and then Donatello's is purple, which is pretty cool. So if you were to actually have these displayed like side by side, all the boxes, you have the blue, the purple, orange for Mikey, red for Raph, and then here is the back. It's showing off a little description of each turtle. Go ahead and pause it to read. They all have 31 points of articulation. Has a brief little summary of what all the accessories are included. It says incredible sculpt details. On this side of the box, nothing really going on. And then on the bottom, we have barcodes. Here's Leonardo, Donatello. Go ahead and pause and take a screenshot if needed, if you're looking for these. And then just on the top, it says for ages 8 and above. So that seems about right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and open everything up and see what each one comes with inside. Worth noting, the inside cardboard insets might be worth keeping around as they are color matched with their respective turtle. Leonardo with the light blue, and then Donatello with the light purple, and then it has the Ninja Turtles logo on the bottom. And like I said and mentioned in the Raphael video, if you take a closer look, you see a lot of cool line artwork, that inspiration that they used. So that's pretty cool. And you know, it acts as a nice little backdrop if you want to just stand your turtles right there in front of them. All right, let's take a look at Leonardo first and everything that he comes with. So after opening up the packaging, the hands that he's already attached with are these at-rest sculpted hands. And then he does come with two other pairs. So he has a right and left closed fist. And Donatello's going to come with the same thing. So there's the right, and they hinge left or horizontally, the horizontal axis. And then their their third pair of hands is a gripping sculpt, so he can hold his weapon. So in this case with Leonardo, his katana swords obviously, and also they are hinging horizontally. And then his swords. So if you're not familiar with the best action weapons, if you see in my make sure you check out that Raphael review. But Raphael's sides are very soft and flexible. So let's check out the katana swords if they are the same. So it is actually a lot stiffer than Raphael's size, which is very surprising. I thought Leonardo's swords were going to be just as rubbery and flimsy, but they seem a lot more sturdier, and the handle seems to be a lot better or thicker, and hopefully it'll fit in Leonardo's hands better than the size did in Raphael's hands. So that is the sculpt of his katana sword. There's two of those, and then he does come with a it's kind of a weird accessory to me, but a city sewer manhole. I thought maybe it was like a shield, but it's double-sided. Just a city sewer. I don't know. Just maybe he can hold it, make it look like he's throwing the manhole, which is actually an undersized manhole if you look at it compared to the figure itself. And then here is his katana sword sheath, which would actually peg into the back of Leonardo. It's got two pegs here, and then the two holes right there. So you just go ahead and peg that in. So it's not actually going to make full count. Okay, well this one does. Raphael's kinda. Raphael's has a little bit of a gap between the front belt and then the back side of this, but that's how that pegs in. And then the head that Leonardo comes already attached to his body is this one. Like I said in the Raphael video, their head, the top of the head seems pretty flat. It could use a little bit more shape, more of a bump, including their noses actually too. Seems a little flat. It needs to kind of protrude out a little more. What do you guys think? I think it needs more shape, the nose and the top of the head. So that is the face sculpt of the one that's attached to his body out of the packaging. And then here is his second head sculpt, which is the iconic grimace of the Turtles look, which is pretty neat. So that's cool that it comes with, you know, a second head, of course. And then the sculpt of the bow ties in the back are nice and short. So that's the second head. And then as far as the figure itself, it's the you know, trying to get the same shade of green as that artwork that I mentioned, and the pupils are nice and big and black. And if you take a really close look, it's got the little white circle glare in the actual black pupil. But if you take a look at how the brow is sculpted, the eyes are kind of painted on the brow, you know. So something I'm noticing after taking a look at Raphael, it's the same way about this one. The left eye seems to be painted correctly and just finished underneath the left brow, but Raphael's too, his right eyebrow has some of the eye paint, so it probably should have been lower. That's kind of weird. Here's his chest plate, and then brown belt. The L is yellow with a circle around it, and then all his protective gear is color matched, and then a darker green for the shell. Now articulation, their heads can go 360 all the way around. That's as far as they can look up, and of course the articulation is going to be the same for Donatello. Can't really look down. No head tilt. And as far as arms, we have butterfly movement on both sides. We have a bicep cut. We have pinned, double articulated, jointed elbows. And that's as far as it will go up with the double joints, with the two joints. We have wrist rotation all the way around. And then these are the hands that he comes with as you open it. And then it has swivel in and out. And then he does have a torso cut. Oh, also, oh, that came off pretty easily. But it's that's the kind of joint you're dealing with in the torso. So yeah, it should just, oh wow, okay. Yeah, these are pretty cheaply made. Best to keep in the box, unless you want to just open them like me. But oh geez, what's going on here? What is that, like grease? My goodness, it is like grease. That thing was greased too much. Wow. All right, well he snaps back in easily, so that's good. But he is supposed to be able to twist at the torso, so there you go. Huh. Well, I'm glad I was able to snap them back together pretty easily. So what I was getting at was shoulder lateral movement articulation. So it's as far as, unless you go like this, but yeah, lateral like this. Okay. Okay, moving down to the legs, we have splits. It's probably gonna come apart again. And then we do have a thigh cut. So, you know, surprisingly, they have a lot of nice articulation, but I had a problem with my Raphael figure not being able to stand correctly, as he had loose shins at the knee and, yeah, basically at the lower double joint of the knee articulation. But Leo seems to have better, more tightness right there where Raphael's was kind of loose. So I'm happy about that. I might have to buy another Raphael since there were more. Maybe it was just that Raphael that was kind of loose. And then we have the hinges at the ankles, and it can rock. Yep, rocker. So here's the neck ball joint that you're dealing with. I had a problem with Raphael's. His was a little too tight, but I was able to take off his head off. Not so bad. Now let's try putting the other one on. Yeah, it's pretty tight. You have to really crank on it to get it on. But now it's really stiff. And his whole like torso wants to kind of fall apart. So Donatello should be the same. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at how well his joints are though. Alright, so here's Donatello. He's gonna have all the same hands. And then of course here is his bow staff weapon. Not much going on. I mean, it has the center part looks like it has somewhat of a sculpt of like that white or that tape. It's just kind of cut out lines. So this could have used a little bit more detail. You know, it just looks like a stick that you'd find in the forest or something. But yeah, could use a little bit of paint there. And then he does come with a slice of pizza. Doesn't even have a painted crust. So that, I think this could have been painted a little bit better too. You know, just add that little bit of brown for the crust, right? But it's pepperoni slice. And then here is the back of the belt and the bow staff sheath that you're gonna peg into the back of him. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Unless I have it upside down. I think I do. There you go. That's a lot better. So flip it around and it's gonna fit a lot better. But here is Donatello up close. Same color scheme, except for obviously the purple. And then his articulation is pretty much the same. Let me just quickly run through his joints and movements to see if I have anything wrong with my Donatello. The shell like feels like it spins basically. So there's probably just a peg and a peg hole for it to just attach to. Probably best to run the neck ball and the socket under hot water to get it on a lot easier, kind of like what you would do with some NECA turtles. Yeah, so running the joint at the neck, the ball under hot water helped definitely. So I suggest you do that. But yeah, Donatello's, all his joints seem just as good as Leonardo's, way better than Raphael's shins were, that's for sure. So also one thing to note is they do not come with any peg hole stick, which that's kind of a negative for me because I'm gonna have them on displayed and they don't seem to stand up that well. Okay, now he does, making me look like a liar. But I mean, just going that extra mile would definitely help, you know, because every other figure comes with peg holes in their feet for stands. So Donatello has the same thing going on with the eyes painted on the brow. So yeah, I went ahead and put on the second head sculpt that it comes with in its packaging, and then here, once again, here is the one that he is attached with out of the box. Let's go ahead and switch out their hands and put their weapons in their grips. All right, so I just put Leonardo's katana swords in the sheaths of, and yeah, I see a problem here. It should have been, the holster part or the sheath should have been longer so that it would, the sword would stop around here. So yeah, that's, wow, that's a fail right there. Look at that. now. Alright, so here is Best Action Leonardo in scale comparison with all the other turtle collections I have. 1990 NECA movie, Super 7, Playmates reissue, NECA cartoon, and Playmates 6.5 inch line. And then here is Best Action Donatello with the same Donatello from all the lines I just mentioned. So my final thoughts on Best Action Leonardo and Donatello, I'm gonna give Leonardo a 2 out of 5, which is 1 star or 1 point less than Raphael, due to the fact that my figure's body just came apart, and then probably a 1 star out of 5. So that, where his body was just being snapped apart, and then the fact that his sheaths for his swords are way lower than they should be sitting a lot higher. The Donatello figure though is a lot more better than Leonardo's, and I mean both of these figures, they both have better shins than the Raphael that I have. But as far as Donatello goes, he is a 3, same as Raphael, maybe actually, you know what, a 3.5 out of 5, just because his 3, because there's no extra paint on his bow staff, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I think that would equal out with the flexibility and rubbery durability of Raphael's size. So a 3 out of 5 for the Donatello figure. And as I mentioned, I think these would be much better if you just left them alone and displayed as in the box, but I like to open up my figures and get my money's worth by checking them out. I will keep these because I am a big turtle fan, and these are inspired by the artwork from the merchandise from back in the day. So yeah, I'm gonna keep these around. And you can't beat an $18 price tag at Walmart if you can actually find these. So for the price, $18 for a single Ninja Turtle figure with, pretty much a lot of articulation and extra accessories, yeah, sure, why not? Buy all 4 of them for what? 18 times 4 is, can't do the math right now, but yeah, sure. Not a bad deal at all. Could be better on the quality side. So that's gonna wrap up my review video of Best Action Ninja Turtles, Leonardo and Donatello, made by the loyal subjects. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. Leave all your comments down below. Let me know if you're gonna pick these figures up yourself. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified of future reviews like this. Thanks a lot, guys.